Welcome to the Augmentation of Man. I'm Renee Miller.
I'm Kent.
Uh, we're going to be discussing a message that we received today. Kent is a trance channel, meaning he goes into a trance and he's able to hear spiritual communication. And um, we are passing these messages on to you so that you know what's going on, what's coming, and how to prepare and why it's happening. That's a big part of it, right?
Yeah,
To have the understanding.
yeah. It's up to you. Not up to us. We just give the message and it's up to you to take action.
Yeah. So this one today is about something, another Earth event that's coming down the road. Usually they're not something that happens like right away. We're given usually substantial notice.
Yeah,
However, there is something developing that kind of is along the same line. So take it as you will. Um, but it is time to get ready. If you haven't done so already, because we've been talking about this for years, and I feel like a broken record, right?
right.
And this is it, guys. This is showtime. The earth is starting to rebalance. This is everything we've been talking about for years.
Yeah, the purification is just beginning.
Yes.
That's
And
the whole base says.
if you want to know more, our first book, this came out in 2016, the first edition. This is the second edition, which was, I believe, 2019 or 2020. It's available on Amazon. The last chapter of this book, A Study in Renaissance, this is the Augmentation of Man series. And chapter 12, the last chapter, goes into all these changes that are coming. And it's not just Earth, this is coming through the universe, it's affecting everything. And they've warned us, if you're not prepared, you will suffer. And so, what more can we say?
Yeah, you can't say anymore. Like I said, it's up to you. Earth events are going to start ramping up. They're already beginning. We can
We
see
can
it.
see it.
Yes, you have to
Yes.
be blind not to see it. Earth is rebalancing, and there is going to be a multitude of events that are going to affect humanity. And we need to be astute to what is developing and prepared for any scenario.
Mhm.
It's happening. I mean,
Yeah.
the fires on one side of the globe, the
The
water
change in
the
rain
water,
patterns that
yeah,
we've
on
been
the
warned
other side
about.
of the globe,
Yeah.
I got fire and water, and the developing weather systems that are changing, the earthquakes, the volcanoes, all these are the preliminaries to all
Mhm.
these changes.
And what I foresee is that there's going to be a momentum building where, it starts out pretty subtle and then it just keeps ramping up and ramping
And you're going to
up.
see that's coming in the
Yeah.
next couple of years.
In fact, our guides have told us, I hate to say this, but there is a motivating factor for getting ready. You cannot believe, or no, they said, you cannot conceive how bad it will get.
Yeah, and humanity is going to affect or go along and affect the changes also. But humanity is going to increase
The chaos.
their chaos, their evolution to war, etc. I mean, it's going to develop just unbelievable.
Mhm.
So between the Earth and humanity's stupidity, we're going to have issues.
Mhm. But there's also a lesson in all of this. And what I will do is I will put the exact quote of the message above our heads or something like I did with the last video so that you can see how the message came through, because obviously it's not like we communicate today, right? And then we'll talk about what it means to us. You can decipher for yourself what it means. And it does take, can you hand me that book over there? It does take some deciphering. You can get on, there's root word dictionary online. I use this an awful lot to be able to decipher some of these words because they use a lot of Greek and Latin root
And this
words.
book is called the Dictionary of Word Roots and Combining Forms. In this message, it starts with here, the last pause, pre-assemblance of the movement, a pause before the hunger begins.
This is the momentum developing. The field is developing. We can't see it yet. It hasn't manifested. So it appears as a pause, but it is still developing and it will affect the food supply.
Yeah, it will. And so also in this message, this is the equitarian magnificence of the whole. Suggestion we must all come together, otherwise it's lost.
Mm-hmm.
We must all come together.
And everyone has to be treated equally.
That's right.
You can't, if you're a hoarder and you plan to get your guns out to protect your stash, you are going to lose this game because we're being judged on a spiritual level here.
Yeah.
And we must come together as one, and everybody needs to be taken care of equally.
That's right. And then another thing they said, and this is a word I've never heard, forlariance, magnitude will prevail in the coming months. And we had to learn what forlariance means.
Forlariance means. It took a while because you have to go through all the different spellings. You know, could it be L-A-R, L-A-I-R, L-A-Y-R? You have to just go through the whole alphabet and try to figure out how you can spell it to fit into that sentence and have it make sense. And layer, L-A-I-R, not every dictionary is like this, but I finally got out the unabridged dictionary, which is about 3.5 inches thick. And one of the definitions for layer, L-A-I-R, is lore or learning. So for means before, layer means before the learning, magnitude, meaning of great expanse, right, will prevail in the coming months. And so this is going to be a big time learning lesson for us. And it's all about becoming one and treating everyone equally.
Again, they go on. Aquatatious beginnings to understand the prevalence of this concept. This is a concept that they are wanting us to learn.
Mm-hmm. So they're talking about a concept, aquatatious, aqua meaning water. There's beginnings of water events and this is to understand the prevalence of the concept of one. And so I don't think that people really understand that concept of one, like we're all a part of the one, but we still maintain our individuality. It's what I have learned from this, from our guides and our lessons, is that when you become the one, you are working synchronistically with all the others, with one plan, one direction, and one sequence of events for carrying out a certain cause,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Everybody works together synchronistically to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that
Right.
is the one.
Yeah, it says, well, there's going to be much water. We know that. So remember, we are entering super El Nino.
Mhm.
Somewhere it's like Central California will most likely be hit the hardest.
Mhm.
Okay. What is in Central California?
So Central California is a big time farming community. And maybe not to the extent it used to be because of all the fights over water. But when we have an El Nino, what I heard recently from a weatherman, a meteorologist, is that Central California is often the area that is most likely to be hit with a lot of water, like these,
So,
what do they call it? Atmospheric
yeah,
rivers.
right.
Expect that there's going to be a lot of atmospheric rivers that are going to hit the West
The
Coast.
West Coast, including Oregon and Washington. That's all West Coast.
Right,
So
but it's going to, they're telling us that
hit the food supply in California.
it's going to affect the
Yeah.
food
Where
supply.
25% of the U.S. food supply comes out of California.
Central
Yeah,
California.
Central California. The fruits and nuts and the ground crops, dairy, wine, grapes, raisins, tomatoes, all that comes out of Central California.
But the whole state
Yeah,
actually
produces
produces
50%.
50% of the
Country
plant
vegetables.
food, fruits, vegetables,
Yeah.
nuts that for the entire nation, half of
Yeah.
the nation's food. So if it gets flooded out,
So
we're
the
in
whole
trouble.
nation will suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So equitarian existence, a must for unanimous survival.
So again, we're being told that all people must be treated equally in order to attain the survival of everyone.
Yeah,
So that's
unanimous
very,
means there has to be a complete agreement.
people who have stores of food, you may have to fill the gap for people who can't afford to stock up like other people can. And what we're doing, we're encouraging you to just buy a little bit extra of food stable foods and water to store as much as you
Yeah.
can. If you have to put it in the closet or under a bed, you know, there are places that you can stash things. You just have to put your thinking cap on.
So with that, they say astuteness must be present. So we must be vigilant in watching the weather.
Mhm. Yeah. And so a lot of people, they're busy, they have families, they're working. A lot of things keep us from watching the news and
Yeah.
paying attention, but they're telling us we need to be really astute in watching what's going on, or you'll be caught up in it and
Yeah.
not prepared.
Evaluate the area where you live. Evaluate the
Mhm.
weather.
So if your area has had these atmospheric rivers in the past or have had flooding issues in the past, anything having to do with water, you need to really pay attention to this lesson.
Yeah. So self-stable foods, canned and dried foods.
Granola bars, nuts, things that you can eat without cooking would be great.
A way of replenishing the water supplies. Where's your water? Where is your water? And water is disappearing quick around the world.
Yeah, because the earth is now replenishing her own water supplies because we've been pumping it all out of the ground. So rivers are drying up all over
That's
the
right.
world.
And in fact, the Colorado River, uh, all those downstream have been told that it's mandatory that they cut back on the usage
Mhm.
because the water level in the Colorado River is dropping so quickly.
Yeah, and a lot of it's been mismanagement. A lot of it is we've been told years ago that the rain patterns will change.
Yeah.
That means there will be areas that have drought and there will be areas that have massive flooding.
It's a configuration of chaos around the world.
And it's going to continue and
worse.
it's going to culminate.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very tough
Yeah,
times.
this isn't to scare you.
It's to
It's
get
to
you to
prepare you.
understand this is Earth rebalancing. And there's a lot of things that are going to happen. There's just going to be a whole lot of change.
Yeah.
And we just need to be ready for anything, and to prepare as much as we can. Also, I want to suggest that you get a bug out bag together if you haven't already. If you already have one, go through it and update it, clean it out, and replenish supplies that need to be replenished in case you have to evacuate. And so something that has, some food supplies, maybe some cash, flashlight, medications, dog food if you've got dogs, some basic dishes, maybe a camp stove, things like that, things that you need to survive, a blanket.
Yeah.
I just love it when we get something fun and exciting and validating. But the fact of the matter is that we need to prepare for this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will suffer. And so get the word out.
But keep smiling.
Yeah, be positive, help your neighbor, and
talk to your neighbor.
Yeah.
Talk to your friends about what is going on. You'd be surprised what you can come up with, and your friends and your neighbors can come up with
if you collaborate.
Mhm. Yeah.
Have some seeds. Seeds are not expensive, okay? You can get them at Walmart or Lowe's or wherever for a couple bucks.
That takes time to grow.
It does. But if you can get sprouting.
Like the Hopi. They do the sprouting beans. They did, and within a couple of weeks, it's probably this high. Inside a kiva without sunlight with just heat.
Yeah.
So,
and those are just beans off the shelf. So, you can buy beans, a bag of beans for under a couple of bucks, depending on where you shop and where you live. And you can sprout them, learn how to sprout. There's so much information on the internet that you can research very easily. And be prepared. If you can do a garden, even if you can do garden in pots, if you don't have like ground area, you can put some pots together with
experiment with these things before it gets so bad that you can't experiment. Experiment so I can do this or I can do that. This will guide you when the things get a lot worse than what they are right now.
Yeah. And, get to know your neighbors because you're going to need to rely on each other and have a good working relationship with the people around you. Yeah. You don't want to burn bridges at this point in time.
No. So,
anyway,
thanks for being on this journey with us.
And we will keep you updated with what we receive and how to prepare. This could be, months down the road. That gives us the time to prepare. And once you're prepared, you can kind of sit back and go, okay. I'm all right.
You know what to do. Okay.
Yeah. So take care. Peace be with you on your journey to enlightenment.